We'll leave you with Sting and a cut off his new album. Take it away.
Acknowledge me.
With the first pick,
The number 1 pick. Triple H of the draft lottery. Come on down.
Yes, sir. Welcome to the 2023 UWPod WWE Draft. Keith, what's up, brother? How are you?
What is good? That intro was killer. I love the Bloodline intro. I love our little draft one here. That was all around good shit.
I mean, yeah, the draft is a draft nowadays, but back in the day, I mean, not back in the day, but when we were younger, it was
that was back in the day, bud. We're old.
It was a pretty big deal because you were so focused on Raw, and then SmackDown came along, and out of nowhere, it's like that's the next big thing. You got, Eddies, you got JBLs. I mean, the mid card was just phenomenal, and taking people away from there really hurt SmackDown. I mean, What are your thoughts on the draft just overall in general?
I mean, I agree with what you said there. I think the original ones, I should say, like from back in the day, they were like a lot more meaningful. I think now it's kind of like the brand splits, the brand split. The brand split is kind of, it is what it is at this point. Like it's all like a marketing thing more or less, I feel like. But it's always cool. It's always like fun stuff to see, who goes where. Like I said, I think back in the day it was better, like when they did the whole, that first one when they broke up the Dudley Boys out of nowhere. When I think it was like Flair picked Taker and Taker just like sunk off and lost his mind. And nowadays it's just kind of like there's not really like as much like pomp to it. They're just kind of like, oh hey, Theory's on SmackDown now. Pow! Like,
Yep.
All right, whatever. It's just like graphics more than like.
Well, buddy, let's discuss the rules before we begin the draft. Keith, why don't you start us off here?
Right on. So the Intercontinental United States Raw and SmackDown Women's Champions were all selected earlier today at random. Little coin flip action. So they're already picked. As you can tell with my little graphic and the fact that I'm a fat man wearing red, I am on the Raw brand. And Nick there is on the SmackDown brand. I think I cut ahead in the rules. My bad.
No, it's fine. Let's discuss these superstars that were selected beforehand. So like Keith said, it was 50-50. Keith selected at random Charlotte Flair for the women's division and Austin Theory for the men's division. So that means Keith has Austin Theory, the United States champion, and SmackDown's women's champion, Charlotte Flair. And I have Gunther, the IC champion, and my girl, Bianca Belair, who I'm turning heel right this second, Keith.
Exactly. Shows you how good I am with coin flip shit like that. I got out of the four of them, not that I got no hate for Theory, but out of the four of them, you got the two that I would want more than any of them.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
Such is life.
You can build your roster with, I guess, with any four of these guys. So let's get to the next rule. The rule here is, Keith said it already.
Stole it,
Yes, we selected again, coin flip, Raw and SmackDown. It really doesn't mean anything. It's just red and blue. So we'll go on to the next one. There you go, Keith.
So both of us will take 10 superstars from Raw, SmackDown, and or NXT, call-ups galore and all that fun stuff.
Yes. So that is cool because it can be anyone, but I'm going to jump here. Then you can take the next one after this. I'm going to jump it. Roman Reigns and the Usos are ineligible just because they're Universal Champions. You can't select one. You can't select the other. So they're going to be both on both brands. Keith, let's get to the next rule. I think I skipped one. It's after, just go after 10 superstars.
Yeah, so then we're both going to select one potential new acquisition. So
what does that mean, Keith?
Not anyone that we know for certain is coming, but one of us each, we're both going to pick someone we think is coming to the the gates of the E here at some point in the future. Maybe by the end of this year, maybe beginning of next year, maybe after Mania. We don't know. But someone who's coming.
Give the people an idea of like what? Like Jay White.
Exactly. You're Jay White's. There's a lot of rumors thrown about FTR. There's a lot of rumors thrown about Cardona. I have another one written down today just based on some own thoughts I've had in my own head. But
yes,
I don't know who I'm going to pick for that quite yet.
Yes, I'll get to the next one. Tag teams. This one is a little tricky. Tag teams are drafted as one. I keep doing that. God damn it. Are drafted as one unless you just want one. So
exactly.
Keith wants, just Montez for some reason. Then he'll just take Montez. I don't know.
That's a gentleman's agreement, though. We are not going to break up the Street Profits.
Yes.
But just as an example.
And I did this one, so I'll just do the final one. Now, listen to this. We do not know who's going to go first. We do know the number. It's odd or an even number. So we're going to ask you, the live audience here, just type in a number, hit send. It doesn't have to be any specific number. It could be your favorite number, but that is going to decide who is going to go first. So I guess, Keith, we just have to wait.
Yeah, we can
have to wait.
We can stretch for time here, but
there we go. Send in a number. Just hit enter. Any number, your favorite number, odd, even. It does not matter. We are waiting. So let's get to it. I'm really trying to waste time here.
No, I'm looking forward to this. I don't know how you went about your strategy for all this. For me, I literally just wrote down a bunch of names. Only that it's not even really like separated all that much. I have a pool. I have tag teams separated, but that's about it. There you go. Nick was even, so Nick's gonna go first here. But yeah, I'm honestly a little bit worried here looking through this about like what route I'm gonna try to go on stuff, because I wrote down just a pool of people that I love and that I feel like I can build something off of, but I have no real rhyme or reason.
Yeah, well, let's get to it. Let's get to the first pick of the WWE Universal Wrestling Podcast Draft. Here we go. Yes, sir. And I'm on the board. No.
Yeah.
I'm on the board. Yes, this was a tough one because there's two that I really, really want, but I think there's one that makes the most sense here, and I'm going to go with it. And you know what? If it is what it is, then that is what it is. I'm going with Seth freaking Rollins as my number one overall pick. Now, let me tell you this. Of course, you would think Cody is the best selection here, but I'm trying to build around a superstar. And as much as I love Cody, and I think he's going to be the Universal, wrestling WWE champion, the undisputed, that's what I was looking for. I think Seth is the best guy for me to build around. I think he has every tool in the toolbox. And that's pretty much why I selected Seth freaking Rollins as my first overall pick. Keith, it's your turn. You are now on the board.
That was a solid move. Because I'm right there with you. I mean, I'm going about this. That is like if I have to say my strategy of anyway, if there was a strategy, is trying to find stuff to build around. I actually didn't even. Cody is literally the last name on my list, my little pool right now, because it was like this morning I was like, oh yeah, it's a thing. He's draftable. Oh yeah, but I mean, anybody who listens to us long enough here, I don't think this is going to be a surprise to anybody when I say this one, but my first pick, it's going to be KO. Kevin Owens, baby. He's a guy, listen, he won the Duder Award for us. He's that guy you can stock anywhere. I love him as a heel. I love him as a face. He is someone you can absolutely build an entire brand around because he can just be anything. He's a believable world champion. He's a believable mid-tag. He's a mid-card. He's a believable tag champion with Sammy when they win at Mania this year. All that. So it's KO. Yeah. He's my first.
I dig it. And I love the reason for that too. The Duder Award. I mean, you bring his name up probably every stream just because you're such a big fan.
He's the best. And I think he's got that good like in between too of like he's still young, so we're gonna get some mileage out of him, but he's also like an elder statesman to some of the younger crowd coming up, like some of the NXT guys and stuff that actually like came through the indies and whatnot, like they'll know that name and respect him. And
I dig it.
The best.
I dig it. Let's do it. Let's get to the second pick of the WWE Universal Wrestling Podcast Draft. Yes, sir. I got to do it. I'm sorry, but I have to. Cody Rhodes is my number 2 overall pick.
There you
And
go.
as much as I said I want to build around Seth Rollins, I think he is still the future. I think he is still the current, in my opinion, the best wrestler right now to this day. I think Cody brings more than just that. Cody brings his academy, the wrestling academy. He brings the training. He brings the upper statesman. He brings that to my brand, and he's great on the mic. He's great in the ring, and he gets along with everybody. Seth, KO, maybe not everybody's favorite choice when it comes to hanging out or, chilling in the backstage or doing stuff like that. But with Cody, he's like that father figure. And of course, I mean, he's inserted into the Bloodline storyline for a reason. He is the next man up, and that's why I picked him. I think he is my go-to guy. Number two, Seth is number 1. But, what do you think about that?
It's a solid one. That's, you can't deny, anybody can talk whatever they want to. If they're going to talk smack on Cody, they can talk it all they want. But the guy's done it. I mean, he's literally, what's the quote he was using when he was on the indies and whatnot going around before AEW, the whole undesirable to undeniable. Like,
oh yeah,
it's a fact. Like, it's not even like a funny thing to say. It's a brilliant catchphrase he comes along with there, but like, it's totally what it was. I mean, he came in, he was kind of a joke in his first run in WWE, and then went out and wrestled the world, like literally put in the work, as he likes to say, and brought himself back. And now it's just like, don't blink an eye at him. The guy's just monstrous. The pop he got from showing up at Mania last year, and the pop he got doing when he, the friggin', it's Hell in a Cell. Like, just, he's got it. Solid pick. Solid pick.
Buddy. All right, buddy, let's get to your number 2. Here we go. Why does it? Damn it! Go ahead, Keith.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. This one's tough because I feel like I need that other kind of like that same level as your Cody, like your true elder statesman who's a real solid hand there.
Yeah,
I think that's nah. Fuck that. It's Rhea Ripley.
Rhea, my man. So you got Rhea and Flair.
Exactly, because I'm picking Rhea now because I don't want you to get her, and I'm taking her now because she's going to dethrone Charlotte. So, just want to have that happen. Because that's like my biggest thing. I want to have someone who's amazing and solid and believable enough to take that strap off of Charlotte as soon as I possibly can, because I'm not the biggest Charlotte fan. I don't hate her, but I'm not. I know everyone else loves her, and I don't deny that she's good in the ring and all that, but it's not for me. Not for me.
Yeah, and that's a good balance. Like I said, you got Flair and you got Theory. I think Theory and KO could have amazing matches. I think that's something you can build around too. It's fun. It's fun to talk like this. For me, I got Cody and Seth. I know for sure Gunther. I would love to see Gunther go one-on-one with Seth or even Cody Rhodes. I think that's soon to come, And if you are just tuning in, we did not select Gunther or any title holders just because we wanted to do that at random. So we did it at random. Keith got Flair and Theory, and I got Belair and Gunther, and I'm loving my pick. I think that's really something I really wanted, because I wanted Gunther to go on one-on-one with someone that's believable.
Oh, yeah.
It's like his match at Mania. It's believable to go one-on-one with Drew and Sheamus. I just said 2 names. And Cody and Seth. So I love it. And your last pick was Rhea. My pick is up next, number 3 for SmackDown. Here we go. And I did say Belair. I have Belair, and I think I need somebody to go one-on-one with Belair. And I've been saying it for a long time. That title, it's Charlotte's title or Belair's title. That one of those titles is for this one, Becky Lynch. That's my number 3 overall pick. Becky Lynch. That title, either one. Like I said, Flair, yes, she might lose against Rhea at Mania, or Belair, she might lose against Asuka. But in the next 3 to 4 months, that title is for Becky. And I had to pick Becky because I'm just not finished with that feud. I thought it was really cool what happened at SummerSlam, the whole 10, 15, 30 seconds. I don't know exactly. I forget how many seconds it took for Belair or Blair to go over. No, Becky, no. Yeah, Blair to go over.
Wait, yeah. No, Becky had the short one at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
That made us all want Bianca to beat the shit out of her again.
That's it. And I want that feud to continue. I'm not a big fan of this tag team thing with Trish and Lita and Becky and Bayley and blah, blah, blah. So that's why I went with number 3. Keith, let's get to your number 3. Here we go. Raw is on the board. Keith, what do you got here, brother?
I mean, this isn't a surprise one. This was a tough one. I was going to go with the tag team here, but I feel strong about who I want in my tag teams. I can hold off a minute here. But you can't have one without the other. I need my boy Sami Zayn.
Sammy, there you go. I'd love it.
Him and KO have been the top. I mean, it's all the same reasons for KO. I love Sammy. And I think having Sammy to build a brand around, like giving him a chance to be the main story, not like part of the main story, but be the story. He's gonna go with flying colors, whether that is putting him in KO in a thing with Theory for the US title, or just literally running back the Sammy KO feud again and doing it justice like they did in Ring of Honor, or like Kevin Steen and El Generico did in Ring of Honor, God rest, or whatever El Generico is doing nowadays. But bringing that stuff back, that intensity, man, the ladder wars, all that, I want all that. Like that's where that's where my Raw is going in this draft. We're getting to that stuff. I want KO taking side of the ladder bumps in matches with Sammy. I want Sammy Blue Thunder bombing like his life depends on it and kicking heads off in the corner at the Brain Busters and everything. Yeah. So it's Sammy.
It seems like you're going more story based right now. You got the guys a big part of WrestleMania last year and this year, and you got Rhea, who is just tearing it up right now. I love it. I love how Raw's looking right now. Let's pause right now and discuss what's next, Keith, after the UWPod Draft. Right here on the Bloodline Entertainment Network debut of WrestleBread with JD. It is going to be phenomenal. Let's get a little promo, brother. Here we go.
Yeah.
You're listening to the WrestleBread Podcast.
With 1 beer, 2 beers, because with Austin 360, he's filming. Oh my God.
Tony?
Yeah.
Cut the shit.
How many red carpets you guys want to walk in your 4,000?
All right, that cut off kind of sooner than I thought, but it's really exciting. She's now part of the Bloodline Entertainment Network.
Absolutely.
She is welcome with open arms. I always wanted her to be part of this awesome adventure with us. She is here tonight, 9 p.m. after the UWPod Draft. Now, Keith, I'm up next, and I'm going for number 4. So here we go. Yes, sir. My number 4, my 4th overall pick is someone who's injured, Keith. Someone who is not on the main roster right now.
Oh, okay. That was not what I was expecting. I thought you were going somewhere else, but go on. I'm interested.
No. He's on the main roster, but he's not. He's injured. God damn it! I screwed that up. He is on the main roster. He's a legend. He's a certified Hall of Famer. I got Randy Orton for my number 4th overall pick. What I meant is he's not on the current roster, whatever. But I think again, if you need someone to build a brand around, you also need a heel. As much as I love Cody, as much as I love Seth, I think you need one of the best heels in the game, and that's why I picked Randy. I think Randy is able to get the job done. He doesn't always have to win. He can take the pin, but, he is legendary. His legacy lives on, and I just think, for me, that's the battles I want to see. I want to see Cody and Randy. Come on. I mean, Cody, he's teased it before already. why not see it again? Maybe bring back Ted DiBiase Jr. Maybe get that into the mix, something like that. Make it interesting. And you got Seth with Becky. I will go down my list. If you're just tuning in, my first overall pick was Seth. My second overall pick was Cody. Then I got Becky Lynch, number 3, and Randy Orton for my number 4th overall pick. Keith, let's hear it. What do you got for your picks, 1 through 3?
So first pick was Kevin Owens. Then I went with Mommy Rhea Ripley for number 2, and then number 3 I got my boy Sami Zayn.
Yes, sir.
For number 4.
Here we go, baby. The picks are in. Keith, what do you got for your 4th overall pick?
See, this is a little bit of a predicament for me here because we're getting we're not too deep yet. We're not quite the halfway point, but no tag teams have gone yet. So it's kind of like, oh, what do you do with the tag division kind of stuff? What are you looking for here?
Yeah.
So it's like none of them have gone yet. So I got the pick of everything right now. I mean, obviously not the Usos who have been the dominant ones, but it's I'm kind of in between 2 of them right now. And I think I got to go with this other one here, even though I don't know that they're necessarily going to be the most viable contenders to take the Usos down. But I'm going to go with Pretty Deadly, the first call up here. Okay. I absolutely love them. Cool. I think Pretty Deadly are. I remember when they first kind of showed up on NXT. I mean, I wasn't watching NXT UK. I doubt anybody was. If you say you were, you're probably lying. But I knew the name. I knew I heard them in highlights of stuff and everything. And they were the NXT UK tag champs that Brooks and Jensen or whatever beat. So I was like, I knew the name, but I didn't really know too much about them. And then when they showed up, the first episode they showed up with everything, I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this. It's kind of this weird pretty boy thing. And then the first promo they had with the yes boys and the side play, I'm like, they got it. They know what they're doing. This is perfect. And
they're entertaining.
They're so entertaining.
They're good in the ring too.
They are. Yeah. They're good enough in the ring. That's what I mean. They're not. I don't want to. I'm not trying to put them down by saying I don't know how viable the contenders they are for the Usos, but between them and the other team I was kind of thinking of with here, they're definitely on the weaker side of things, I guess. But they're still really good in the ring. I love their finisher. Spilt Milk is really fun. Yeah. And they're just. It's more for it's just more building. I think I'm just learning about myself with doing all this. It's more of the storyline and the crowd connection stuff. Everyone's a good wrestler that I have so far, but Pretty Deadly does a really good job of getting people to hate them, but love them while they hate them. And that's why I want them. Yeah. And you need some heels too, as of right now. I mean, Rhea, I can't really tell you what she is, but with KO and Sammy, I mean, they are fan favorites. You got to go heels. I dig it. You're starting to build a tag team division. I like it. Here we go. My number 5th overall pick for SmackDown. There's a lot here on the board. I mean, we could just go down a few. Drew's, Sheamus, you got Bobby Lashley, you got Baron Corbin, you got Priest, you got Edge. But I think I'm going to go your route too and go back to NXT and get someone from that roster. I really like him. I really like what he's doing. He don't miss at all. It's Carmelo Hayes. I got Carmelo. I need some young blood on my roster. I'm getting old there, Keith. I got Seth. I got Cody. I got Randy. I need someone young. I need someone to inject some entertainment, some energy onto the blue roster, the blue brand. Yeah. So I'm going with Carmelo Hayes. He's great in the ring. Obviously, you have seen his segments with Braun the past few weeks. He is great on the mic. I mean, he really doesn't miss. And, maybe, Tricks comes with him. I do not know right now if I have enough room for him, but I have enough room for Carmelo Hayes. And I don't know. I love the kid. I think he's great. I think he really has a great opportunity to become the new NXT champion. If things go right, maybe Braun is, he goes to the main roster soon. I do not know, but it seems like that's the way they're going with the title match, WrestleMania weekend, Hayes and Braun Breaker. It's going to be great. I think Braun is great. I just think I want Hayes. I just think Hayes is better for multiple reasons. So that's who I got. Keith, what do you think? Well, let me blow your mind with this one here, because everyone has kind of been talking about that of, you got Hayes and Breaker or Mello and Braun for the NXT title. Everyone's saying, "Oh, this is Melo's time to take the NXT title," and then they're going to call Braun up. If I'm Triple H here and I got the pen and the creative and all the power and everything that I should have,
yeah,
I'm pulling an audible on that one.
Okay,
I'm having Braun retain, and I'm calling Melo up. Braun's fine. I don't hate Braun. When we did our little fantasy, when we were doing the fantasy wrestling league with TK was holding down for us, I took Braun in that. And he got me some solid points in it and everything.
Yeah.
He's not bad. He's not Melo though.
No.
Melo, he's another one, man. Like when he first showed up on NXT, I think he came in like just before 2.0 happened.
Yeah.
And when he first showed up, he was just like that. He was such like that WWE thing of just like, hey, we have this good wrestler, so he's going to be smiling good guy character. Like, that's his character, like smiling good wrestler.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is boring as hell. And then he turned heel. And even at first when he turned heel, I was just like, but then as it got going, it was kind of like the Pretty Deadly thing. Like as he got going, the first couple promos he cut and stuff, I'm like, oh, yeah, here we go. Here we go. Here it is. Yeah. And he's great. He talks the talk. He walks the walk. Everything he says, I could do with or without Trick Williams. I don't really think Trick adds too much to it.
Yeah.
Because it's almost like, what do you have a person talking with you when the guy can talk really well? Like,
yeah.
I mean, I guess Trick busts the catchphrases out, whip that trick and all. So
yeah. I think you're on to something there too. I think Trick is there, but I think Hayes is, elevating Trick, and I think that's probably why they're together, and he, does some talking. But you're right, he's good on the mic. I don't think we've seen enough of Trick in the ring, but I think we've talked about Trick enough. So let's get to your pick. This is your number 5th overall pick. Here we go. Keith, you got KO, Rhea, Sammy, and Pretty Deadly. Here's your 5th pick for the Raw brand, for the Red brand. Let's hear it, buddy.
So I'm at the halfway point. I got 2 guys. I got a tag team. I only got 1 lady outside of my champions. I'm not really counting Theory and Charlotte because they're there, but
yes,
they were given. They weren't picked. So I've picked 2 dudes, picked 1 lady, picked a tag team. I'm going to go with another woman here, and a woman that I have made no secret about how much I love, and it's going to be Piper Niven.
Piper, okay.
Yeah.
I dig it. You're going with your heart here, brother. I love it.
I am. Because she's one of those that she's so goddamn good. They just need to, I feel like where she has been she hasn't been exposed enough with everything because they have too much other stuff going on that they're trying to do. Like as much as like there's the whole idea of like trying to not, push like the divas kind of stuff. There's a lot of, attractive women in wrestling and whatnot. And that's just the facts of it. But like, as much as they're trying to get away from that a lot, like I think there is still some of that sticks around where like Piper's a bigger girl, but she's insanely good in the ring. She is almost literally like a female version of Kevin Owens, like moving really quick for her size and everything. Looks brutal. Yeah. Everything she does looks really good. So I think having her in a situation where like, obviously we're doing a 10-person here. We're not drafting the entire friggin' rosters to both sides, but like you look at those 3 now, I have Rhea, I have Charlotte, I have Piper Niven. There's no way for her to not shine and put on clinics with those other 2 that are also really good in the ring, as much as I don't like Charlotte. But like, I would love for Piper to just come out and just have a good showing against Charlotte and let her do her thing. I don't know how much of a character Piper is because she's got that pretty thick Scottish accent, which I don't have any problem with, but I understand a lot of America that watches wrestling might. And, Vince always said people can't understand people like pouring people and whatnot, but yeah, she's got it, and I can work around whatever of it. I'll give her Paul Heyman.
Yeah, there you go.
Steal him from Roman and give her Paul Heyman to talk for, and we're there off to the races.
That's how you do it, man. It's all about fantasy, and man, could you imagine seeing that? I mean, just Heyman and Nevin. It just Piper would just I don't know something you think about because it's just fantasy. Let me get to my number 6 overall pick here for the blue brand. Let's do it. Yeah, I mean, you went back to NXT, and I did too. And I think I got to start building my tag team. And I mean, come on. How can you not? The Street Profits, they're going to be my number 6 overall pick for the blue brand. I'm taking both, Keith.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense not to. And again, building a roster that has a lot of young blood in it.
Mm-hmm.
I got Gunther. You could see Gunther and Dawkins on SmackDown, before the big main event or before a pay-per-view. That's something you can buy into. Maybe not on my pay-per-view. Maybe I'll still, keep Gunther and Cody for pay-per-view matches. But you gotta have people, and I'm going to split them up. I'm going to have Montez single as well as Dawkins. Like I said, I want Dawkins to be on his own. I think he is great as a tag team, but I think they could be better separate. Montez, you got Seth, you got Randy. I mean, how would you? I mean, come on, Randy and Montez. You've seen what Seth and Randy can do together. Just imagine someone like Montez, with his athletic ability, and Randy. It's something special. I have Gunther as well, Carmelo Hayes. I'm really liking my brand so far.
Yeah.
Rob, what do you think?
I'm watching either one of these shows in this world.
Yeah.
I think the Street Profits is a solid call, and I think we kind of joked in the beginning, gentlemen's agreement, we weren't going to break them up by just using them as the example. Yeah. I think it's a better idea to, even if we hadn't talked about that, it's a better idea you take them together, because then you have that option later on. Yeah. You bring them in as a tag team now, you get those years out of them as tag team, and then when it starts getting that, like, all right, their tag act's getting a little stale, maybe you flip them heel, maybe if that's not working out, boom, now you have that built-in storyline to split them still. And they'll have great matches together against each other, I should say.
Yeah. Let's get to it, buddy.
Solid move.
Let's get to your 6th overall pick for the Red Brand. Here we go, buddy. Let's hear it. What do you got?
So, I think I'm going to go back to NXT here again.
Okay. Double dipping,
that's
baby.
A lie. No, not yet. Not yet. I'm not. Because I just remembered. I just saw it again. The first name I wrote down on my list. Because it's the first one I wrote down on my list, just going through my thing. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
LA Knight is coming to Raw.
My man. Now,
he's another one. Go ahead.
How are you going to use him? Because I think he's starting to break out from the whole Bray Wyatt thing. I think he's going to be his own thing right now. And obviously, every week they do tease him with different superstars on the main roster, but something is in store for WrestleMania. Let's hear it. What would you do? Maybe not at WrestleMania, but just what would you do with LA Knight on the Red Brand?
So, I mean, just going through who I have now between Sammy, Kevin, him, Theory, and Pretty Deadly even. Take your pick. I can put him with any of them, and it's going to be great. Promo offs between him and Theory, having him like pants Theory on a weekly basis, challenging him for the U.S. title. Done. I'm in.
Yeah.
Him and KO verbal sparring. Oh, sign me up last week. I'm there. Justin's got it right there. Let me talk to you. The guy is just like, I'm just going to put it out there. I don't care. I'll take it. He's like The Rock in terms of charisma. I love that he's finally starting to get over. I'm not saying he is exactly The Rock's like level of people love him that much quite yet. But he's going to get there. Give him the time to, which is a little bit tough to say because he is a little bit on the older side of things in terms of wrestling. But he's charisma incarnate. I was talking about it on last week's stream. The whole go, if you still haven't already, don't stop us right now. But when we're done here, stay on YouTube and Google his Shoes of a Champion promo from NWA Power. It's great. Like he's so good. I love him. And I won't say he's like the most dynamic and exciting person in the ring, but he's a solid enough worker that he can get in the ring with any of them to hang in a match, and just the verbals going off of it all. You know what I mean? Yeah. He's somebody that, let's say he has some brutal, he gets in a war of words for a while building up with KO. They have some kind of match where he gets beat to hell and breaks an arm or something. I can still have him on TV every single week, just talking to somebody, talking about somebody, doing whatever, and he's still going to be solid television every single week with him.
I love it, man. I love it because you're looking for, again, you brought it up, entertainment aspect. Mm-hmm. Yes, you got the wrestlers, you got KO, you got Sammy, you got those guys that are going to ground and pound for you on a week in and week out basis, but you also need the entertainment aspect. So, what did you do? You got LA Knight. Yeah. Man. And you have Pretty Deadly. They are entertaining. Mm-hmm. I love it, man. Your brand is shaping up. And you know what I love about your brand? It's all about who you like. Maybe it's not
Oh,
about,
yeah.
I want the Bobby Lashley's and the Drew McIntyres and the Jameses of the world. You want, your brand, and I dig it. Let me get to my 7th overall pick for the blue brand. Here we go. You wanted it to happen, Keith, at the Rumble. Maybe I did a little more, but now I understand why Rhea won. But I thought Raquel Rodriguez was going to win, and I just need that in my life. I need that and Becky Lynch. I need that, and I need Raquel and Belair on my main roster. So I'm going with her, number 7th overall pick. I don't see what else you can do with the main roster of the women's division. Yes, you got your fan favorites, Liv Morgans of the world, and Bayley and Asuka. For me, I want someone that looks just like Raquel Rodriguez. She has the muscles. She has the it factor. She can go in the ring and put up. She can go one-on-one with Becky, and it's going to be a good match, not because of Becky, because of the chemistry, because Raquel is right up there as in good in the ring. Maybe not right up there as good as Becky, but I think I can trust her for a main event on SmackDown one night. So I got Raquel. What do you think, buddy?
It's a solid one. It's a solid pick. I do feel like is she hurt right now, or am I making that up?
You know what? She may be storyline. No. I think I don't know. Justin, tell us.
Yeah, help us out, bro. But I don't know where she's been, but it's definitely been a presence I have been missing on my television, because I put her, maybe not skill level wise, but I put her in that same kind of category I was talking about Piper Niven with, where like she's such a unique talent. Like who's the last like tall female wrestler you can think of in WWE? China, was China even that tall though? In hindsight, like Raquel's got inches on most of the dudes on the roster. Yeah, she's totally unique with that, and she's teaming with Liv.
Well, looks like I split them up.
That's fine. The women's tag teams don't count.
Yeah,
let's be honest. And not to sound like an asshole, but we don't need me to rant again. None of the women's tag teams count. The women's tag team champions don't count.
Hey.
You broke them up already too. You took Becky Lynch and Lita still at the hang, so who gives a shit?
Well, I mean, I don't want Lita and I don't want Liv. Yeah. I think,
understandable.
Lita's great. She's a legend. I don't need her. I got Belair and Becky, and I don't need Liv as much as she is, a fan favorite. I don't need it. I don't want her. All right, number 7th overall pick for the red brand. Here we go, buddy. Let's do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you got?
I'm gonna go back to my tag team well here. Man, I gotta do a coin flip here. I don't have anything to flip. Who's it gonna be?
Glorious.
Yeah, right. Where's he at? Where is he at? Why isn't he around?
Yeah.
Damn. I'm not picking him, no. But yeah. Creed Brothers.
The
Creed
dude.
Brothers. Yeah.
Dude.
So I was between now. I'll be honest with you, just so that if you want to get back at me with it, so I can come back to them a little later on here. It's between the Creed Brothers and the Viking Raiders.
Okay.
But I'm going with the Creeds because, again, sticking with that whole building your brand around. They're young, they're talented. I love the way they wrestle. They're literally just new Steiner brothers.
Yeah.
They're more Steiner than Braun Breaker is. Both of them.
Yeah.
I love the way they work. They like picked it up so naturally. Not the most charismatic in terms of mic skills and whatnot. They're a little flat and that kind of stuff. We can fix all that. You give them a mouthpiece. Put LA Knight with them. Done. I'm fine with that. LA Knight gets hurt. He starts managing the Creeds. Bing bang boom. Give me my money now.
Bing bang boom.
I was gonna go Viking Raiders, but I feel like for me, they need like too much work to get back to what I want them to be.
Yeah.
Because if I'm taking the Viking Raiders, I want War Machine. I don't want the Viking Raiders. Valhalla's getting cut again. She's getting released again because I couldn't care any less about that whole whatever that is with all of that. Couldn't care any. Nope. It's not. No, like whatever. No hate to Sarah Logan. When she was Sarah Logan with stuff with WWE, I didn't really care. Crazy Mary Dobson on the Indies, she was fine that way. No hate there, but
Yeah.
I couldn't care less about whatever they're doing now.
Yeah.
I hated how it was just like they came in as War Machine. They had to change themselves to War Raiders in NXT, which I was fine with. And then they were just like, oh, wait a minute, you had a Viking wedding? Huh, you're Vikings now. Like you couldn't get more Vince than what their fucking trajectory has been.
Yeah.
Of like, oh, he had a Viking wedding? Well, they're Vikings. They were called the fucking Viking Experience when they first came up. Like, get fucked, man. And then they changed that, and their first feud they're going through with the Street Profits, which was a decent series of matches.
Yeah.
But you got friggin' Rowe like eating turkey legs, and
that's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
Just no, man. Like they've never what made War Machine so great is that they were both just monsters in the ring, but not like, ooh, WWE monsters. Like they were just big, beat the shit out of you dudes. They didn't need to talk. They didn't need to do anything. And I want a tag team like that. And I honestly think the Creeds can get to that point. Maybe not quite to their brutality, because Creeds are a lot more like technically skilled. Not that War Machine isn't, but yeah, I think the Creeds just have nothing but a bright future. I feel like they're another one with stuff we're talking about here that they might be coming up after Mania.
Yeah.
To bolster the tag ranks, because they won the NXT tag titles once. They don't need to get them back.
Yeah, they're going one-on-one with Mahal and his Goonies. It's just like, what are we doing here?
Right.
Like,
yeah. So they can come up. Diamond Mine. I was always a fan of them because I loved Diamond Mine from the beginning, because I loved
Roddy.
Roddy's fine, but no, I was a big fan of Malcolm Bivens when he was Malcolm Bivens before Stokely Hathaway. I still love Miss Stokely Hathaway. He's like the best newest, like the best new kind of manager in my opinion. I love him. Yeah. But
I dig it, man.
Yeah. Creed Brothers all the way.
All right, buddy, let's get to number 8 for the blue brand. Here we go. First of your your first few picks were, from the heart, and that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going with Tyler Bate. I was going to say Jesus, I can't say it because whatever. Tyler Bate is who I'm picking for my 8th overall pick. I love him, man. I love everything about him. I think he is getting a little stale on NXT 2.0. I think they brought him in a couple times when he was on the UK brand, and then they brought him in early for the NXT 2.0 brand when Vince took over, if that was Vince, or when it just became 2.0. And I don't know if they know what to do with him. And that's the issue with guys like Bate, guys like Gargano. You don't know what to do with somebody with that kind of stature. And it's just, for me, I want to see him go one-on-one with Hayes. I would love to see him go one-on-one with Gunther. I mean, we've seen that in the past. Again?
What was that? Takeover Chicago? That was awesome.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter about the size for me. I could see him go one-on-one with Cody as well. Seth would be a phenomenal match at one of my pay-per-views. And maybe even him and Randy, on SmackDown one night. I think I can build around Tyler Bate too, and sort of like Cody Rhodes, he's good to have in the locker room with that mentality of, next man up. So I got him, and I don't know. I think, again, Sheamus, Drew. I mean, look at the guys on here. Bobby, they're still on the board, but I want to build my roster with guys like Hayes, with the young guys, with Randy, who was a veteran, Cody, who's on the top of his game right now, and Seth, of course, like I said, probably the best wrestler right now, in my opinion. Keith, what do you think?
That's a good one. I'm definitely in that camp of, I feel like I love Tyler Bate. I feel like I'm in the camp that he's slid down my radar a little bit since getting whatever this gimmick is they have now, whatever the gimmick is that he has now of like, he's Yoga Man and whatever. I love that they're giving him some kind of character, just because I'm always the first one. I'm saying that now, but like, I know I'm also the first one to just be like, you can't have too many guys whose gimmick is I'm a good wrestler, but like Bate, that was Bate's gimmick for so long in Mustache Mountain and all, and it worked.
Mustache.
And like, I guess
I was thinking
Mustache Mountain. Oh yeah, I think that
I don't know
works
what I was
so
trying
well.
to say. My bad.
That's all right. I think that works so well though, because Bate was the good wrestler. Trent Seven was with him. Trent Seven's also a phenomenal wrestler, but Trent Seven was the mic guy. He was the talker, and that's something. If I was getting Tyler Bate, that would be not even a draft pick thing, but that would be something where down the line I'd be like, we're getting Trent Seven back. I want Mustache Mountain on my roster.
Yeah.
Maybe even getting real fun and getting Pete Dunne back over and have full on British strong style again, which I'd be all about.
Yeah, well, I got one, that one pick for any person. Doesn't have to be on the WWE roster.
There you go.
There you go. Give me Trent Seven. No, I'm kidding. All right, buddy. Let's get to your 8th overall pick for the red brand.
All right. So another one I was in between two of, but it just in the moment of thinking about it, it came to it. I want established names. Like you said, there's a lot of just stuff around your Drews and Sheamus as we keep bringing them two up. There's a lot of established women as well that haven't been touched. We still got Bailey hanging out there and whatnot. But I want a sort of established woman that has not gotten enough love at all. And that is the Queen of Spades, Shayna Baszler.
Shayna. Okay, I dig it.
She has.
Now, what would you do with her?
I mean, I guess that
before.
I would. Ideal world. I have Rhea already. Rhea's dethroning Charlotte pretty quickly here. Rhea's first challenger to step up is
night one.
Rhea's exactly first episode of Raw that I'm under my control. First match, SmackDown. It's for the women's title. It's a squash. Rhea kills her. Maybe breaks her arm so she's off TV for a little while so I can miss her and actually care about having her come back again.
Yeah.
But then Rhea's first challenger, I'm seeing, again, whoever else is on the roster, they do something where it's like, we have some kind of women's championship number one battle royal or number one contender battle royal. And Shayna is in there and no one really notices it, but she's the one that just starts killing everybody. Like it's real crowded at first. So like there's some here and there, but then when it gets down to like the last like 10, it's just like boom, 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 just killing them the way that she should be. Snapping necks, cashing checks left and right. Then, again, she's another one of those ones that she might not be the strongest promo ever, but she does well enough. And she's such a badass that I don't need her to talk. She doesn't need to sell me a fight because I know who she is. And it's just like, oh, you're going to fight. I got it. I'm there. I'll watch it. Of course I will, and she's one that she deserves a better shot. When she first got called up, they sort of looked like they were going to try to do something, the bite in the back of Becky's neck. She eliminated everybody in the Elimination Chamber that year.
Yeah.
Like I was like, wow, they're going to do the smart thing. I can't believe this. Like that's insane. And then they didn't, which didn't surprise me at all. They like just dropped it real quick. And then she just kept being in this stupid fucking tag team with friggin' Nia Jax. And like, she's settled with Ronda right now. I don't want that either. Ronda's another one. If she's supposed to be on my brand, she's getting released. I'm sorry. And that would be my first thing. Rhea's taking the title. Her first challenger is Shayna being number one contender. And then I want to see the two of them go to fucking war.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it'd be so good.
Yeah. I love it. Let's get to it. Let's get to my 9th overall pick for SmackDown. Yes, sir. Keith, one of my favorite matches. I was there live. NXT Brooklyn 2. Shinsuke goes one-on-one with Samoa Joe. Phenomenal match. I'm going to go with Shinsuke here. Nakamura for my number 9th overall, my number 9 pick. I need more of him, and I need more of him from NXT. I need more of him from his New Japan days. I need that kind of Nakamura back. I need the guy that can main event if he wants. But right now, Keith, I'm building my mid card. I got a lot of main eventers. Yeah. Seth, Cody, Randy, Becky Lynch for the women's brand. I need for the women's division. I need somebody for the main card so they can go one-on-one with Carmelo Hayes, with Tyler Bate, and for Gunther to have a really good match with. I think that could be a main event match for one of my pay-per-views. Shinsuke is just phenomenal. Giving him his old music. I'm bringing the violinist every entrance.
Every show. Yeah.
It's just going to be a really good time on the blue brand. What do you think, buddy?
It's a good one. I kind of completely forgot about Shinsuke. He might be another one. Justin, help us out. Is he hurt also? Has he just been doing a main event and whatnot? I think he's hurt.
No, I think he's hurt.
I think he got surgery or something like that.
Yeah.
I loved him. I loved him when he showed up in NXT. The first match with him and Sammy. I'll just watch that. I can watch that the rest of my life and be completely satisfied. got to get him back to that, like you said. I feel like for Shinsuke, it's been like it all like went downhill from. It's unfortunate to put it this way, but it was like all downhill from the feud he had with Styles after he won the Rumble, when it just came down to him punching AJ in the dick every match, and it was just like, this is weird. I don't know what you're doing here. And then I don't, they made him heel, which is like, I get like they flipped him heel and they changed his music, and I get they wanted to change that because you can't have your heel with people singing, but I mean, they're doing the same thing with Rollins right now because Rollins is still a heel and everyone, so like you definitely could have done that and just left that be. I think he's like one of those examples of like, I think there's like a lot of reliance on like, oh, for flipping somebody heel, they got to be like mean and people have to hate them. And it's like, you can still have like cool heels. I'm not saying you should be intentionally doing that with every single heel. You should have some heels that are just bad and like dickheads, but like Shinsuke is one of those that just you don't have to do any of that crazy stuff. Like still just have him be him and just make him merciless instead. He already looks like he is Japanese strong style, all that. Like just have him keep doing that. Have him end matches with like Kinshasa, pin, win, get him up and prop the guy up and just give him another one before he leaves the ring. Like awesome. Well, I'm in.
If I got Shinsuke, Graves has to be on commentary. Do you care if I take Graves?
Fine. No,
all right. I got Graves and Cole. Cool. Let's get to your 9th overall pick for the Red Brand. Here we go. And the picks are in. Keith, what do you got there?
So I'm kind of in this middling point right now. I think I'm gonna end everything here on my 10th one, maybe with another tag team. But so I want a little more beef here. I'm gonna go with the big man himself, Bronson Reed.
Okay.
That might be a weird one for some people.
No, it's your fucking brand.
I'm gonna go. I liked him. He's another one. His character stuff might need a little bit of work. But I was really for. Damn, really? Shinsuke's not hurt? Oh, I totally forgot about the Muda match. Right. Okay, that makes sense. They're probably trying to keep a little distance because of Muda's comments after that, and he dropped a word he shouldn't have dropped about anything, but that's fine. Yeah. Muda's going in the Hall of Fame this year, so that'll be the path back in. All right, that's fine. Thank you, Justin, my man. We just need to bring Justin on as a third host to just
we need him for
our shit
for the stats. We need him for the fact check.
Exactly, we need him to fact check us more.
Okay, so, Reed is good, and I mean, he has one of my favorite special moves right now in the business. I just love what Triple H is doing with him. Yeah. He doesn't have to main event. He doesn't even have to be on the show every week. I just want to see some of him. If that's on main event, if that's on whatever. I want to see more of Reed. Great pick, dude. Great pick.
My only thing with him right now is I wanted him when he showed up on the roster. See, Justin fucking knows, man. When he showed up on the main roster, I wanted him to be like a mercenary. Because like he showed up and it was like, oh, like, whatever, like pay me Miz. And it was like, all right, at first I was kind of like, I don't really know what this is going to be. But then I was like, if this is what they're going to do with him, like have him just be, he's not a heel, he's not a face, just like, yo, give me money and I'll fucking pulverize whoever. All for it. All about it. I said it after the I think it was on our chamber review. He really brings to mind for me Bam Bam Bigelow. He's really agile for a dude that should not be as agile as he is.
Yeah, it's a good point.
I can't imagine myself ever doing the stuff that he does, and he just looks, there's like no struggle to any of it either. Like none of it looks like out of place. Yeah. I could see him pulling off a Greetings from Asbury Park, like full on, just a good straight up moonsault, and I would just be, it would be a spectacle and a half to watch him do it, but I can see him doing it without hesitation.
I dig it, man. That's a good pick. Again, you're going with your heart. And I think that's what we should be doing here. Let's do it. Let's get to my 10th pick, my last pick of the draft. Here we go. Yes. I need somebody that can compete with Seth that I don't think we've ever seen before go one-on-one in a main event match like this, because Seth is obviously going to be my champion. I need Drew McIntyre on my roster, and I want some of this. I want that. I want Cody. I want Randy. I want even Carmelo Hayes. F it. Tyler Bate. I mean, these are the guys you want to see. Drew is so good, and he's been in this phase where he's not really chasing the title but he's, in matches with Sheamus and Gunther, and he's killing it when he's, tagging with Sheamus. But I want him back in the main event picture. You saw what he did with Roman at Castle. I want to see more of that, but I want to see it with Seth. I want to see it with Cody. He doesn't have much longer, I believe, on with his career, but I'm taking Drew. I think it's a good pick for SmackDown. What do you think, brother?
It's a hell of a pick. I mean, we kept bringing him up. I'm surprised him and Sheamus hadn't gone earlier. I'm spoiler alert, I'm not going to pick him, but I was heavily debating Sheamus for a lot of this. Sheamus is another one of those like that. Drew's awesome. Drew, I think it's funny because I feel like Drew is what I was saying about Cody to begin with here, but like 5 years ahead of Cody, where he came in with a lot of fanfare into WWE. He was the chosen one and everything, and then kind of got saddled with some bullshit and 3MB and all that, and left. He got released, left, and then went and hit the Indies, went back to where he came from, completely remade himself, and got himself to a it's awesome, like that kind of story of like getting your kind of this like whatever with WWE. So you leave and you get yourself to a point that WWE is like, no, we need you back. Like you're not trying to get back there necessarily, but they're coming to you like we need you now.
Yeah,
you didn't need us before, and that's fine. And maybe you don't need us now, but we need you really bad.
Yeah, they really did too.
Yeah, and it's awesome that like even with his comeback, like it was still like a total. He's just handled it all like really well because like he came back into NXT. He was a big pop in NXT. He was NXT champion and all that.
And then the whole thing with Ziggler.
Yeah, like that was kind of weird. Like that call up, and like he was heel with Ziggler and Corbin for a minute, and I was like, this is kind of odd. I don't know what's going on with that. And then then he just did it himself. Like it was the same again. Like he was like he got himself over. Yeah, and got himself to the point, and then. It's still like a heartbreaking thing for me that like he got his moment with winning the Rumble and all, and his WrestleMania moment in the pandemic in front of nobody, and like damn. So that's that's your job as the SmackDown guy. You got to give him and I'll allow it to happen when we have the inevitable meeting for the Rumble. We got to give him his moments back. We got to give him the moments back for him.
Word. Well, let's do it. Mr. or Mrs. Irrelevant. Here we go, Keith. The last pick of the WWE Draft. Raw has the last pick, Keith.
Yep.
Let's hear it, brother.
I guess it is going to really be Mr.'s Irrelevant. I'm going with a tag team here. I said it spoiled on the last one there. It's another call up too. I'm going to bring up the dyad, Jagger Reed and Rip Fowler.
Okay.
But with the caveat, with them coming up now, we talked about this earlier. That's why no one's heard any kind of Judgment Day stuff because like groups are tough. We weren't getting a whole group as one pick.
Yeah, we got
in an ideal world, I would love Joe Gacy to come up with them. I love Joe Gacy a lot. I don't love but don't hate all the work the Schism's doing right now. But with them coming up, they're not coming up as the dyad. They're coming up as the Grizzled Young Veterans. They're going back to being James Drake and Zach Gibson. Because they were so much better that way.
Yeah.
They're still there. The reason I'm bringing it up is because they're both really great in the ring. They've always been a great tag team. Ticket to Mayhem is an awesome tag team finisher too. So I want them for their skill that way, but I want them to go back to being the Grizzled Young Veterans because their mic work as the Grizzled Young Veterans was so much better than this. I remember I bring up all the time the Random Progress show that I went to back in like 2018. They at that time, that show that I went to. They were the Progress Tag Champs, and they went against Calamari Catch Kings. It was Chris Brooks and Kid Lycos, the first one. And Chris Brooks and Kid Lycos ended up winning the titles. But even them, it's like one of the first times I saw them, and like the heat that these two British dudes who like basically almost never like come to America have from like people that watch them. There's people in the crowd just shoes off. If you hate Gibson, people taking their fucking shoes off and singing this stuff at them. Like they're so good at they're heat magnets. James Drake, I love, still has his face on the back of his tights, like on his ass. So like at that show, everyone just going, he's got his whole face on his ass. He's got his whole, but like, they're fantastic. I want them to be Grizzled Young Veterans again. I like Joe Gacy. I like the stuff the Schism's doing.
Yeah.
But Grizzled Young Veterans was so much better, and I want them to come to Raw with me, and I want them to go back to being that.
Yeah, I dig it. Now we got the last pick. You heard Keith earlier in the show. It can be from any company, New Japan, Impact, AEW. Does not matter who it is. It could be female, male. I mean, Keith, you could pick Jim Ross. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who it is. You just need to fill this spot. Keith, what do you want to do? We didn't really discuss who wants to go first.
Well, we're going with going back and forth. It's you.
Okay.
You can go first. That's fine.
You're definitely not going to pick this guy, but I'm doing it again. My heart's telling me to go with this guy.
Yeah.
I've seen him a couple times live in person. Warrior event with the boys in Chicago, and then once with Danny Boy and at the old ECW arena. Filthy Tom Lawler is my dude. If you could build a wrestler from JBL just used to say it, from the ground up, it would look just like Randy Orton. For me, my style is totally different. I need Filthy Tom Lawler on my roster. I need to see him in the blue and in the blue brand, on the blue brand. Tom is my pick. I can't speak. I haven't spoke correctly this whole show. I am sorry. I'm too excited.
You've been fine.
What do you think?
Fine. That's a good one. I hadn't even thought of that. I like where you went with that, where we're not going with the obvious ones.
Yeah.
That's gonna make me switch up where I'm going to. You know what I mean?
It's
cool. That's a good one. He doesn't. I feel like he doesn't get enough love.
No.
That was like one of the crazy things, like talking with Aldis, like how much Aldis was going off with him, and I love that.
There you go, Keith.
I would love to see him come into WWE to get more of an exposure. See, they know what's up. Justin had one too. GYV, yeah, exactly. GYV, man, never should have changed. I love Joe Gacy. Nothing against him. He can do his thing on his own. He didn't need them to. They could have just kept being their thing and killing it too. But
all right, the anticipation is killing me, Keith. Let's get to it. Your 11th pick, again, doesn't have to be on the roster. If you want to pick a WWE superstar, you can, but let's do it. What do you got, brother?
So this one was tough for me because, like we said, there's the obvious ones: Jay White, your Kenny Omegas, your Matt Cardonas. I'm in for any of them. I'm not picking any of them, but I'm up for them. When you just said going with your heart, my two that popped into my mind immediately that I was going to go with as well, but I'm not going to still now, was my girl Jordan Grace and Dalton Castle. I love Dalton Castle. I would want Dalton Castle to come to WWE, but they need to let him do what he needs to do. And even if he's going to stay where he is, take him off a Ring of Honor, put him on AEW, because I want him on TV more often. And I don't want him to club. But my actual pick is going to be Kip Sabian.
Nice.
It came out of nowhere, honestly. I was catching up on Dynamite today, and
hell of a man.
I just realized, like, watching that opening trios, I'm just like, they've just been really dropping the ball with them here. I think there is a legitimate chance. I don't think it's going to, but like, if it comes out like tomorrow, like, oh, Sabian's contract is up this year, I'd be like, he might go. Why
not?
I don't know why they changed his character. Maybe that was his idea, and that's fine. Embrace the change in the box and everything like that.
He's in better shape too.
He is. I liked him as the original, like, super bad Kip Sabian. Like, I liked him a lot that way, just being the real dickish heel, because he looks like that kind of guy that you're just you smug fuck. You're like, you're in shape and you're fast and you're cool and I hate you.
Penelope
and
she would have to come, right?
Oh yeah,
that's a one-two punch there.
Absolutely.
She would do well too, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. I feel like there's like it's a long shot, but I feel like there's a chance that he could jump ship, because he's got like everything that they would look for. I could see him really thriving at first in NXT and getting himself up to the main roster.
Yeah.
And I just feel like AEW is not doing a whole lot with him. Like, they spent all this, they spent this huge time. They spent this like a year almost building him up with the box on his head and the crown and the underrated and over it and everything. Yeah. And like, he came in and no disrespect to Pac or anything, but like, he lost his first feud back. Like, that's not how you build like a new character. And like, he's starting to do his stuff now with the Butcher and the Blade, and I'm for that. I like the Butcher and the Blade a lot too. Like, they're doing a good thing, but I feel like he hasn't been utilized right, and I feel like WWE would see that. And worst case scenario for him in WWE is he'd be in NXT for a while and really crush it down there for a bit if they have cold feet about bringing him up. But
yeah. I mean, I could see something like if worst comes, this is the worst scenario, something like Cross, where he's there, he's going one-on-one with a Hall of Famer for a few shows. I think, I don't know. You know what? That's so funny that you brought that up, because honest to God, I thought about that last night. I thought Penelope would kill it in NXT or even the main roster. And you got to love someone like Kip. It just, he's just kind of like an underdog, He's not the biggest, he's not the strongest, but he's hella entertaining, and he put on a great match. Let's run down the list. I'll go first. Number 1, Seth Rollins. Number 2, Cody Rhodes. Becky Lynch was number 3. Randy Orton was number 4. Carmelo Hayes was number 5. The Street Profits was my 6th overall pick. 7 was Raquel Rodriguez. Tyler Bate was number 8. Number 9 was Shinsuke Nakamura. 10 was Drew McIntyre. And our random pick from any organization, any wrestling company, I went with Tom Lawler, filthy Tom Lawler. Keith, let's hear it, brother. What do you got?
Sorry, I'm putting mine back together. I was just circling stuff on my very spaced out thing here.
You're good, man.
There we go. All right. So I had first pick was Kevin Owens. Second pick, Rhea Ripley. Third pick, Sami Zayn. Fourth, I took Pretty Deadly. Fifth, I have Piper Niven. Sixth, I have LA Knight. Seventh is the Creed Brothers. 8 is Shayna Baszler. 9 was Bronson Reed. 10 was the Grizzled Young Veterans. And then my random one was going to be Kip Sabian to come on over.
Yeah, I love it.
No solid rosters.
No Omos. No
that's so shocking. No Omos.
Yeah.
I had Brock on my list, but I felt like I was kind of getting into a theme of he's already part-time and I'm trying to build something new. I had Styles on my list too, and I never ended up doing anything with him because of the same reason. Need the younger blood, although Styles is always going to be amazing. Who we kidding?
All right, Keith, one quick one before we go. Survivor Series. Who do you pick for your 4? Or is it 5? 5, right?
5. I don't even know. I don't have 5 dudes. So it would be, I guess it would be KO, Sammy, LA Knight, Bronson Reed. No, you know what? I'll do KO, Sammy, Creed Brothers, and Bronson Reed.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the little guys here. I don't really need Cody and Seth to be in my
they're going to be in your main event. Yeah, he's in
main
your main event.
Yeah, so Tom, Tyler Bate, Shinsuke, Carmelo Hayes. Give me half of the Street Profit. I want Dawkins in there, and give me Randy. You need a veteran there. Who's winning your Money in the Bank? First ever.
LA Knight.
LA Knight.
Spoiler, he's going to this year too.
Yeah. What
That's
about who's main eventing your first WrestleMania? Male, female, it doesn't matter.
Rhea Shayna.
I dig it.
Yeah.
I dig it. What else am I missing? Rumble. Who's winning your first Rumble?
Sammy.
Do you know what?
Sammy for men's, Piper for women's.
I dig it. I got Tyler Bate. I'm just
Hell yeah.
Tyler.
Hell
Tyler's
yeah.
winning.
He's awesome.
Yeah. It's
a strong boy.
It's unbelievable, but believable to the extent where he could do it. Kind of like Shinsuke back in when he won it in Philly. I was there. And then for the women's, you know what? I don't have many, so I guess I'm gonna go with Raquel. I wanted her to win this year.
There you go.
She's gonna definitely win it for me.
Redemption.
Keith, what do we got up next after this? 9:00 here. We got the Wrestle Bread podcast. My man JD debuting first time on the Bloodline Entertainment Network. It's going to be a great show, man. I can't wait. We got less than an hour, and I'm going to be right here on the computer watching JD. You should too. Obviously, make sure you subscribe to the Bloodline Entertainment Network, and don't forget us, the UW Pod. I hope you enjoyed. Keith, take us away, brother.
Hell yeah. I hope you all enjoyed. You know where to find us. We're on Twitter at the UWPod, Instagram at the UWPod, also just on the good old-fashioned website, uwpod.com. I am on Twitter at Keith of the Ring, on Instagram at _Keith of the Ring. Yeah, find us everywhere you can find podcasts. And, you know, you're clearly here with us probably on YouTube, so you can subscribe to us here. That'd be lovely. And like Nick already said, the Bloodline Entertainment Network, we're taking over the world. Whether you like it or not, you might as well give us a subscribe.
There you go. Peace.
Yeah, baby.
And here it comes.
Thank you for listening to another edition of the Universal Wrestling Podcast.
Slice that blood up and say.
Check us out on the web at uwpod.com.
You've got mail.
Or send us an email. info@uwpod.com. Universal Wrestling Podcast.
Nobody does it better.